Oh my.
Rub one out like a man. It's the champagne of victory.
The champagne of victory. Stop.
Huh? Kaboom.
Time for some sanity. Time for some sane takes on the spiciest issues. I was recommended this video. If you don't know who this is, they are a comedian. They have some hot takes, all right? We about to have a spicy conversation incoming. I am not somebody who watches a lot of stand-up comedians. I don't have an opinion. I don't know. I have no history on him. All right. But we're gonna watch it. Bill Burr. No reason to hit a woman. How women argue. It is from You People Are All the Same. It's a segment from that. It's about to get heated in the kitchen.
No, we have these huge battles. You know what the maddest she ever got at me was? One time she was watching this show. It was like a poor excuse for The View. And they started talking about domestic violence.
Oh.
Right? For the 9 millionth time this year, they're talking about domestic violence. Just in case, you know, you didn't get the memo. You know? Evidently, you know, just some people didn't get it. It's not okay to slam your wife's head into the cupboard drawers.
Oh,
because
true.
she didn't dry the can opener off properly.
Very
you
true.
know?
So true.
It's gonna fucking rust, right? How do you not know not to do that shit? Do they really have to keep talking about it? It's like wife beaters watching for, oh, fuck! Oh, now I get it. Upsy-daisy, sweetheart, here we go. There you go, oh.
Oh my god. Dang! Good thing this told me for the 500th time. I never knew that. Yeah, I wonder the same thing when you see like stuff that seems like common sense. You know, like common sense things like not to do. I mean, but hey, we have to put something on Tide Pods to tell people not to eat them, so.
So at the end of the hour, they come to the logical conclusion. They're like, there is no reason to hit a woman. There is no reason to hit a woman. And I was just like, really? I could give you like 17 right off the top of my head.
Whoa! Whoa!
You could wake me from a drunken stupor, I could still give you like 9. Dude, there's plenty of reasons to hit a woman. You just don't do it.
True.
But to sit there and suggest that there's no reason. Dude, the level of ego behind that statement. What are you, levitating above the rest of us? You're never annoying?
I get what he's saying, right? There's a difference between thinking something and not doing it. There's a difference between feeling super frustrated and having thoughts that are not reasonable and using those to take action, right? There's a clear difference.
Women, how many times have you thought about slapping your fucking guy in the head this week? Every day! There you go.
Every day, she said with her full chest. Equality, guys. This is equality. A PvP server.
Every day. You didn't do it, right? Oh, dude, it drives me nuts. There's no reason. There's no reason. Really? No reason? How about this? You marry a girl, you fall in love, you buy her a house. You go to work every day, paying off the house. You come home one day, she's banging the next door neighbor, hands you divorce papers. You got to move out, sleep on a futon, and still pay for that house that she's going to stay in. No reason.
Yep.
I'm not saying you should do it, but there's plenty of fucking reasons in that arc of a story.
No!
All right, that was a hypothetical.
He does make a good point, though. He has a point. The reason is that, like, there are inherent things that are, you know, give free passes for guys and girls, in this case, very much time girls, and they are just kind of accepted.
You want an actual story?
And he's got a
I'll
good
give you
point.
one. I'll give you one. All right, I fucked up my foot playing drums, trying to get my bass drum foot as fast as John Bonham's.
Oh.
Because I figure that's a good thing to focus on.
Bro, is he using the foot pedal like a rabbit, just like ba 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 ba? He's gonna hurt his foot, man. Oh, he's about to see what it feels like to have arthritis in your toes, man.
43 years of age, never married, no kids. I figure this is gonna lead me to the light, right? This is what I need to do.
Oh no, he about to find out. Oh.
So I don't know what I did. I felt like after I played for like an hour, and afterwards I felt like literally like there was some midget stabbing me in the bottom of my foot, right?
Oh man, he got that feeling probably like when you jump off of something that's too high up and you get the tinglies in your foot and it's like
coming out of the bottom of my foot.
Yep.
So I did the typical guy thing. I'm like, I'm not going to the hospital. I'll sleep it off. Be fine, right? Next morning, I wake up, my foot's even worse. I gotta walk my crazy
yeah.
dog.
It's like that if you work out too, you'll be like, man, I really, really worked out hard today. I don't, but it's great. I'm a little sore, but I'm fine. You wake up the next day, you're like, oh my God, I must have got mauled by a bear. Jesus Christ. Like, tell my family I love them because I may not make it to the next day.
So I'm like, I can't do it. My foot's killing me. So I wake up my girl, go, sweetheart, can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor? Can you walk the dog for me? Can you just take the shift? I'll do your afternoon shift. Can you just do me this solid? Can you do this for me? And she's just like, oh.
This is why I have cats. This is why I have cats.
I had a late night last night. I'm tired. I have a big day. And I just go, fuck it. She goes, what do you mean, fuck it? It's like, why can't you just say no? Why do you always gotta like waterboard me with like a 20-minute explanation that eventually winds its way around to go, fuck yourself? Just say no.
Oh, but okay, because if I just said I didn't feel like it, like if you're a girl and you just say you don't feel like it, that's not a good enough reason. You gotta have a good enough reason. You can't just be like, I'm tired, I don't wanna.
So I'm just limping out of the room. Whatever, go back to bed. You got a big day, right?
Bro, on the other hand, you were playing, the foot solo that did you wrong. You're the victim of your own foot soloing. He's so mad. Meanwhile, he's over here trying to be a master drummer in one day with arthritis in his foot. Acting like she's the bad guy for saying she had a rough day. Like, I'm so sorry you got waterboarded for excuses when you were tippy-tapping too hard on the drums yesterday and you had it. I'm so sorry your drumming dreams didn't come true and now you're mad at me. It's why he wanted to do the afternoon one. True. He did agree to do the afternoon one.
So now I'm like limping down the street. I got like Tourette's, fucking goddamn bullshit. Dog's walking next to me.
Oh my God.
I gotta admit,
Don't still say no, don't give essays. Yeah, but here's the thing, right? As a girl, you see this and you're like, what the fuck? Why is he so bad? Like, because he didn't give an essay, he didn't give context at all, chat. There's two sides to this. He didn't say he's just mad. Out of nowhere. He's just pissed. And the girl's probably like, what happened to him, man? Like, he didn't explain what happened. Oh my God, like, okay. He just asked for a favor. Yeah, I know, but like, as a girl, I'd be like, what the fuck happened? Did he get beat up at work? Like, what happened? I'm not saying that he's completely right that girls do this, that we've come up with like a good excuse to not have to do it. But on the other end, guys a lot of times don't explain anything, so you're just blissfully left like, you know what I mean? Like, it was probably like Whiplash, where she's like, why he's so mad? I guess I'll never know. Maybe he'll tell me later, but I guess he's just gonna go brah, brah, with the dog.
A little childish. I did. I got a little childish, I was just thinking about my relationship.
Okay, see, yeah, he admits it, see?
I'm like, this is the relationship I'm in? You just gonna do whatever the hell you wanna do, all right, and fuck me? Fine, I'm gonna do whatever the hell I wanna do. I feel like listening to my iPod on full blast, walking around the house. That's what I'm gonna do. So that's what I did. Turned it all the way up, and my whole plan was just to walk by her like I didn't even know her. That was it. She came.
Oh man, he's passive aggressive. He's pouting. He's had it.
Down the hall, I just ghosted her. Just walked right past her. Just trying to piss her off. And I gotta tell you something, worked like a charm. Worked like a charm. Yeah.
This guy's the best storyteller. I like that he says 100% what he does.
Hung my coat up, turned around. By the time I turned around, she was already yelling at me. But the music was so loud, not only could I not hear her, it actually looked like she was singing the song that I was listening to. Oh, it's one of the highlights of the relationship.
Oh my God.
I knew what she was saying. It was like, whatever, I don't want to talk about it. Leave me alone. I'm going on to the computer, right? So I limp over and I sit down, and unbeknownst to me, she's like, no, we're going to talk about this right now. Comes out, poof, and slaps the headphones off my head.
Ooh, that's not okay. I don't like anybody who gets physical with you. And okay, this is just me with friends, family members. If anybody says I'm pissed, like I am worked up, let's talk about it later. That is the mature thing to do. He said I don't want to talk about it. That is fair. That is a boundary, by the way. He might be being petty, all right? He's not being perfect himself. But he said I don't want to talk about it. And I think that's fair because we all know when we're worked up and we're not going to say sane things and we need to clear our head. I think you should let anybody have that time.
I got big ears. It fucking hurt.
Well, yeah, I bet. Don't frickin' slap someone's head. If somebody did that to me, I swear to God.
So I kind of
I'm not okay
I
with
don't want
it.
to talk about it. Put the headphones back on. She comes right back up again. Pooh! Slaps them off a little harder. This time they spin halfway around my head. Caveman DNA starts coming up. Talking through my teeth. Honey,
Whoa.
leave me alone. Don't want to talk about it, right?
Bro, I don't like this, but mom slaps are unavoidable. I don't think so. Anybody gets physical with me, like, if I was already worked up and incapable of rational thought before I calmed down, I'm way more worked up now. Like, my gorilla brain is way worse, okay? I just became, like, every time you slap the headphones, I'd be, like, 1 level less on the mental sanity meter.
Right? Put them on third
You're
time.
gonna be talking to, like, a caveman brain if you keep doing it and demand to talk. I'm gonna be like,
And she comes out, pooh, slaps him right across the room, and I snap. I'm like, fine, you want to have the fight? Let's fucking have the fight. She's like, we will discuss this later when you calm down.
I would be so bad. I'd be when I've calmed down. You knocked the headphones off. I mean, you cornered me. You cornered me like a wild animal. You took off my headphones. You demanded I talk about it now. And I'm finally like, fine. And then you're like, nope, you're too worked up now. Yeah, why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? Although I will say he antagonized it. He knew. He was being sassy, passive-aggressive, took his limp walk, got home, blasted the music to ignore her. Like, he was definitely antagonizing, but this isn't right either. Goddamn.
Ah, right there. I just wanted to roll her up on her yoga mat and stuff her behind the couch. Just leave her there until she got thirsty. Come on, let me out of here. I have a spin class. You've made your point. This is ridiculous.
This is my favorite threat I've ever heard in my life. You better watch out, lady. I'm gonna roll you up in the yoga mat and stuff you behind the couch, lady. These are fighting words. Don't make me roll you up in that yoga mat. You won't get the Pilates on time.
Really is. That's the thing. I hate that saying there's no reason. Obviously, I'm not saying to hit a woman, you know?
Everybody
But
knows
saying
that.
there's no reason, I think that's crazy. When you say there's no reason, that kills any sort of examination as to how two people ended up at that place.
He's absolutely right. You can say something is wrong, but we're being dishonest if we aren't discussing things in a more convoluted way.
If you say there's no reason, whew, you cut out the build-up, you're just left with the act. How are you going to solve it if you
True.
don't figure it out?
Yep. How do people get to the point where that type of thing happens? Because if you figure that out, you could probably figure out how to avoid it, how it would never happen in the first place. Yep.
Look how awkward it is in here right now. I said you shouldn't hit a woman. I'm just saying, how come you can't ask questions? You can only ask questions about what the guy did. You can never ask about the woman. Why is
Yep, because there's no good thing. You're correct if you ask questions the one way, and you're incorrect on the other way. Man, that's accurate for everything right now. And several other subjects where you can't ask questions about anything. You can't learn or discuss anything without it being the right or the wrong way to talk about it.
What's that? Why is that? What is that? What does answer him right mean? What does that mean? Are you the idiot who got up halfway through the special during the bit and you're like walking around like I'm not fucking taping a special here? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
I wonder, some of these, like the first girl who was like, how often do you think about knocking your husband upside the head? And she said every day. Some of these people are paid, by the way, just so you guys know. But I imagine it's so annoying when you're doing stand-up, because unlike on Twitch, you can't just ban somebody who's being fucked. You have to just, like, deal with them being in the room. And, like, you could ignore them, but, like, they'll still be there.
Fucking had to ignore all of that, and now you're gonna, like, yell out? And not only that, yell something that makes no fucking sense whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't know what she's asking. What do you mean, answer him?
Whatever. Answer him! Answer him!
Yeah, I don't know what that pertains to.
Every fucking special I do, there's always one. Always right down the fucking middle. Talking about hitting women, sweetheart.
Damn, brother, damn, chill.
Another reason.
Oh my god. Okay, that was a little much. He didn't have to go in that hard. She might be a paid actor, though. If she's not, Jesus, okay. just gave it another like, it's funny, okay? It's funny, but like that, I feel like he could have, that one goes a little bit too hard in my opinion. That's a little too far.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, for sure. Like, if they are a heckler or somebody who's, like, getting in the way of a show, though, like, from being a streamer and having that context, I see why he did it, because it's, like, it could be massively derailing.
I'm not even in a relationship with her, and she's fucking nagging me.
She's not even in a relationship with me! I'm kidding!
Fucking unbelievable. Look, I understand hitting a woman's a bad thing, okay? Well, how come you can't fucking ask questions? I just don't understand. Like, if I get bit by a rattlesnake, wouldn't you guys have some questions? Right? How did it happen? Did you not see it?
I agree. When you get rid of any discussion you can have over topics, it makes it a lot more difficult to have any reasonable way of discussing real issues, right?
Are you fucking with it? How did this snake get so mad it almost killed you?
True.
Firemen put out a fire. They don't just drive away afterwards. They sift through the debris. How did it start? Here's an oily rag.
How did the fire happen? What did you do?
Right?
We need some context. It's almost like talking about convoluted topics is harder than it ever has been, and it's with a bunch of people that are making it harder to do because they don't have good faith, and they're trying to make you look like a villain for just trying to have, you know, nuanced conversations that don't harm anybody because they're just talking.
Look, I realize I'm coming off pretty ignorant right about now. I realize that. Let me extend an olive branch then, okay? I realize that there's some animal guys out there, okay? Horrible guys, you know, have a rough day at the factory, come home, tuna casserole, and just start swinging.
Yeah, those guys are assholes.
All right? I'm not trying to say that those people don't exist. I realize they exist. They should be buried underneath the prison, okay?
Very true. Very true. Yeah, see, he does not actually like guys that are abusive. Yeah, he's like, nope. Absolutely not. No apologetic, you know, thing for them. No excuse.
So if I can admit that, ladies, can you at least admit that every ass kicking doesn't just fall out of the fucking sky? Really? Even hockey has 2 minutes for instigating, right? We understand that some back and forth happened before that shit, you know?
Oh, man.
You know what it is? Is every case is handled like that Rihanna one, where they just say, the guy's a piece of shit, fuck this guy, blah, 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 send him to jail, and then they never ask anything about that. You know, I'm not saying he should have done it, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm sure their relationship was not healthy. I'm sure there was a lot of crap in there. And even if, you know, he is the worst part of it, like a lot of times it's not as black and white. It doesn't mean you are like being apologetic to the person who did it. Never, ever, ever. But, like, how did it get to this point? You look at stuff like that because you want to stop it from happening to other people. Like, how do you prevent this? For one jail, but...
Dude, in your heart of hearts, what do you think was going down before that happened? You think she was just sitting there going, oh my God, Baskin Robbins, you want to get some ice cream?
I mean, nobody can know it could have gone like that. Some people are actually insane and it is black and white. But yes, he's right. There are many things that are not so easy. Yeah, there's no justification, but that doesn't mean that there isn't a reason or like several things that led up to that we can look into, that we could, you know, it's a lot.
Or you think maybe they were having some epic end of the relationship fight and some crazy shit was being said? Maybe she was screaming in his ear some crazy female shit like, oh, fuck all your friends, I don't give a fuck!
Maybe they were having an MMA, like an MMA, you know, 1v1 PV. I'm just kidding.
Maybe that's why I sell more albums than you, motherfucker!
Oh, God.
Right?
That sounds so cringe. I bet you they did. Whenever I see people that are, like, celebrities and stuff, I'm like, it was probably, like, think about the Johnny Depp, like, case. Like, clearly, like, he was going through it, right? But, man, like, if you unraveled that, there was a lot of literally and figuratively, like, oh.
To be fair, she could have just been sitting there going, I need a tissue. Do you keep those in the glove box? Oh, my God, I'll bring my out!
Yeah. Not the
Now,
tissue
fuck that,
box.
because you know what it is? They never address how women argue, which I think is a core of a lot of that shit.
Yeah, it is an interesting thing that nobody really talks about. It's like, okay, how do men and women argue? Why is this an outcome?
You know, and I gotta tell you something, man. Like, I never knew how women argued, but after 20 years of losing every significant battle in a relationship, I finally figured out how they argued. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm starting to turn this franchise around. I have begun a winning tradition. This is how they argue, as far as I can tell. All right? If they're right, they argue the point. And they stay on point and make sure you stay on point until you're down on your knees, apologizing, begging for forgiveness. All right? No problem with that. Totally respect it.
This is a sweeping generalization, but I would say yes. I would say this is a person thing. I would say this is how you win an argument as a person. I could be wrong. I am biased being a girl myself. But like if you have a point and you know you are right, if you make sure that, you know, you're not getting lost in the sauce with like having it get derailed and brought to other points, if you just stay on the one thing you know you're right about and you like, you know, keep to that's probably how you're going to win the argument if you know it is something that you're correct on, right? I don't know. Maybe it is a girl thing. I do it, but I feel like it's a human thing. I don't know.
But here's the thing. If they're wrong, they go rogue. They go off-road. They start thinking of shit you're sensitive about. Maybe you don't get along with your dad. And in their head, they just start concocting this evil statement. Totally designed, this desperate Hail Mary attempt to make you so fucking mad, you just call him a cunt. That's what it is. And
I have seen girls do this. I have, okay, and I'm not saying all girls do this. However, I feel like, let me explain. As a girl, I feel like it's more common that women use appeal to emotions because we learn that emotional intelligence is so much more important and so much more weighted in relationships than men do. Like, as a stereotype, so like if there's a girl being toxic, she is more likely to like jab you in the emotional gut, kick you in the emotional dick than the physical one, right? Because like that's what we are taught, like not to do that, but you know what I mean? We're taught to be more weighted or care more about emotions.
cunt trumps all the bullshit they did to start the argument. Now
Stereotypically.
it's not about that. Well, that's no reason to call me a cunt. And then that's it. You're in this room now, right? My girl.
By the way, I know this because I am somebody who is a lot more logical and I am not like this. And so I always wondered why a lot of other girls I knew did this. And I was the very much odd one out for being very different. So I became very aware that this was a tactic girls used because as a girl, I don't use it. And I was repeatedly like, you know what I mean? Like when you're very different than other people you are around, for something like that, that's kind of just more common. You like really notice when you're the odd one out, if it makes sense. That's why.
Girl knows my big thing is, my big fear in life is to be that dude who grows old, you know, grows old alone, has like that basement apartment, just screaming up at the younger couple, turn it down! That isn't music! So I noticed that anytime she was losing a fight, out of nowhere, she'd just be like, well, that's why you're just gonna grow old and be alone. Then I'd lose my shit. The next thing you know, I'm in the kitchen washing dishes for the 9th fucking time in a row. This is what the argument was about. I was so right. What happened? So if you learn anything from my ignorance tonight, just know this. Next time you're in a battle with your beautiful woman, your wife, girlfriend, whatever, and they start out of nowhere, okay? You're winning, and they just start saying that crazy shit out of nowhere. Just know in that moment you've won the fight, okay? All right, don't get mad. Bob and weave, slip all of that shit. Maybe because you got a little dick. Just let that slide. Stay in the pocket of the argument. Okay? It's over. The argument is over. You've won. Just take a knee and run out the clock. All right?
Oh my God, he's running out the clock. I've seen this a lot with girls and guys who fight. I've seen this. The girl uses the emotional swings that cut deep, and the guy like acts like he doesn't care. He says something that like ruffles her feathers, and then he just doesn't say anything, and he just ignores everything. And both of those are like, they're awful. It's like passive aggressive versus like emotional turmoil swinging.
Yes.
Not the cool down
Let 'em on the
rotation
road.
chat.
Let them
No.
toss themselves out. And then in the end, you throw their psychology right back at them. Well, maybe we should discuss it later when you calm down. And they won't hook up with you for a couple of days. Who cares? Who cares? You rub one out.
Oh my.
Rub one out like a man. It's the champagne of victory.
The champagne of victory. Stop. I can't. Oh my God. Anyways, that was a great video. This was Bill Burr. I like this discussion. I think it's really interesting. I think that you gotta be honest, right? You can't, I don't like punching up or punching down. You can't say there's no reason to, you know, hit a woman without saying there's no reason to hit a man, right? And in the case of domestic violence, like both of you guys are garbage. You know what I mean? I appreciate these discussions because I think they are healthier than just saying sweeping statements and never ever like having a discussion. Super good. 9 years old and holding true.